I have never been witness to such a silly, soft... Sam Malone, kiss your butt goodbye!
Happy Turkey Day, everyone. My name is Mark Ellis, and welcome to an all-new episode of RT Essentials, the show where we run down the necessary viewing experiences you need to put in your eyeballs right now, and today, we're getting stuffed with TV. Get your mind out of the gutter, guys, and put it on the sweet, sweet yams of the best Thanksgiving television. Whether you spend the day with friends and family or in front of the small screen, TV inevitably plays a big part of the holiday that most of us will be spending in a food coma. And it's also made for some great episodes of television, the best of which, you guessed it, we're running down today. So whether you like your sides stuffed with satire like South Park, or your gravy with some gravitas like The West Wing, we got you covered. So sit back, put on your best stretchy pants, and prepare to be stuffed with great TV. The one with all the Thanksgivings, Friends.
Nice try.
Wait.
Look, Monica. This is not gonna work.
But this will work.
The mother of all clip shows with a twist. While holiday season usually meant TV episodes would slack off and play clips from older seasons to allow cast and crew a break, Friends pulled overtime with their 1998 special, The One with All the Thanksgivings. Instead of showing clips from past seasons, the Friends dug into their old days for some brand new content. That meant scenes with Ross and Chandler in mullets and members-only jackets, Joey running around with a turkey on his head, Monica in a fat suit, and Rachel with a different nose. Really, the only one to come out of this unscathed was Phoebe. But not only did Thanksgiving establish some of what we consider the most iconic imagery from the show, the two types of people in the world are the ones who hear Friends and think of the gang dancing in a fountain, and then there's the ones who hear Friends and see someone wearing a turkey on their head. It also fleshed out a ton of retcon canon.
You know what? I've just had it with high school boys. They're just silly. They're just silly, stupid boys. I'm gonna start dating men.
I'm sorry, Judy. I couldn't find that bowl you and Jack were looking for.
Call them Mom and Dad, you loser. What a cook!
Considering we were already 5 seasons in, it was pretty revelatory to find out how many game-changing moments in the Friends' personal history occurred on Thanksgiving. From Chandler's dad coming out of the closet, to an obese Monica losing weight and becoming a chef due to offhanded quips made by Chandler while home with Ross from college in 1987, to the following year's botched revenge attempt where Chandler lost a toe. Yeah, there's a lot of Chandler-themed drama in this episode, but there's also the hilariously horrifying incident with Joey getting a turkey stuck on his head, the backstory on Rachel's nose job, Ross's first inkling that his ex-wife Carol might be gay, all of which culminates in the present day when Chandler accidentally blurts out, "I love you" to Monica for the first time, while she's wearing a turkey on her head. Obviously, it's really saying something that Phoebe gets off so easy, considering she spends the day reliving Thanksgivings of her past lives, which were spent on the battlefields of the Civil and the First World War. Could it be any more traumatizing? The One with All the Thanksgiving set the new gold standard for holiday specials. Instead of bottle episodes, which would have characters sitting in one room queuing up old clips to save money on production, shows were now pressed to come up with new ways to subvert the format. Community, 30 Rock, Rick and Morty, Doctor Who, Scrubs, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia are just a few shows that have used that Friends Thanksgiving model to subvert audience expectations and keep them from tuning out when a character says, "Hey, remember that time we all did that thing?" And then it's an old clip. No, it's gonna be brand new. Parents, New Girl.
This is my mom,
Hi.
Joan. This is everybody.
Hi, oh, come on over. I just want to give you all a big hug. Oh, come on.
Do
big
it.
Thanksgiving hug. Come on, we'll do a big hug ball. Come on, Cece. You know how to do this?
Yep.
You in the white shirt.
I don't do hug balls.
I
Come
get
on
in
into
the
the
middle.
Come on in. Hug ball, jump in. Hug ball, jump in.
Okay.
Jump in.
All right.
Oh, dear God. A hug ball.
Dad,
Oh, hello, Bob.
you're early.
You know what I'm thankful for today? Divorce.
In the Season 2 Thanksgiving episode of New Girl, Zooey Deschanel's Jess tries to parent trap her divorced mom and dad into reconnecting over gravy. While Thanksgiving stories are usually about going home for the holidays, New Girl spices things up by having Jean and Bob come over to Jess's loft, which she shares with 3 male roommates with their own laundry list of idiosyncratic quirks. The absolute best of which has to be Jake Johnson's Nick Miller, the most doodliest of the guys and Jess's future love interest, who reluctantly agrees with the plan only to find himself falling for Jess's mom, Jean. Celebrities showing up for holiday-themed cameos are to TV what stuffing and green bean casseroles are to turkey. They're classic staples.
Catherine cheated?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob, that's terrible. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, really, I had no idea.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Really. Come here. Let me just give you a little.
Salmonella together with the salmonella.
Hey,
Yeah.
I liked her.
You did?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
Hey, remember that song?
Sure,
Huh?
of course.
New Girl was no exception, landing rom-com veterans Jamie Lee Curtis and Rob Reiner for Jean and Bob. And though it's not quite stunt casting, there are a few cute connections. Curtis is married to Christopher Guest, who Reiner directed in This Is Spinal Tap. Curtis also played the mom in Freaky Friday, which she co-starred in alongside Parent Trap alum Lindsay Lohan. Reiner also rose to fame with his role as the son-in-law meathead of Archie Bunker's family and Norman Lear's All in the Family. Pop culture dictionary TVTropes.com literally lists All in the Family under their definition of dysfunctional family, calling the show the template of TV depictions as well as deliberate subversion of them, which is the perfect description of this New Girl episode where Jess's parents obviously do not get back together, but do hook up in a bathroom at one point. Thanksgiving. Pangs, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You slaughtered my people. Now you kill their spirit. This is a great day for you.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer took a supernatural tack to the holidays in Season 4's Pangs, in which the Scooby Crew has to fend off the spirit of a Chumash warrior named Hoos. Considering the episode came out in 1999, pre-Y2K, you might expect it to be a tone-deaf portrayal of indigenous culture. But Pangs didn't shy away from the harsh reality hiding behind the pilgrim hats and pumpkin pie stories. Hoos dispatches the descendants of Sunnydale's violent settlers by cursing them the way his tribe was dispatched, cutting the ears off of some, and causing Xander to come down with simultaneous cases of smallpox, syphilis, and malaria. No, it's not pretty, but that was typical Slayer style, gory with a side of social commentary.
Atrocities? I got the full poop on the Chumash Indians in our fabulous buried mission.
You said you were gonna get fresh ones.
Atrocities?
Peas, they come in little pods. You were gonna shell them.
I didn't have time. I was busy reading about the Chumash War.
The Chumash were peaceful.
Oh, they were peaceful, all right. They were fluffy indigenous kittens till we came along.
This episode was controversial in the way it tackled race, particularly because it drew from reality. The Chumash tribe once resided alongside the coast of Santa Barbara, with a population estimated to be around 20,000 before European settlers arrived. They also still exist today, in much smaller numbers, on a reservation in Santa Ynez, California. And while some have pointed that Hoos acts like Western stereotypes of Native Americans, other critics have called it a meta-critique, with characters, including Buffy, acting like a black hat cliche from old Westerns. Helen Keller the Musical, South Park.
I want you all to meet Jeffrey Maynard. He's South Park's biggest expert on musical theater, and he played the lead in Les Miserables at the Denver Community Playhouse for 5 weeks.
Awesome. Do you think we can make up a good Thanksgiving play in 4 days?
I would swear it on my life. Your play shall want for nothing.
Hooray!
Now, the first thing any good musical needs is a big opening number. Something that sets up the entire show.
All right, places, everybody. Bring in the turkey. What the hell is that?
As you'd expect, South Park took one look at the touchy-feely direction of most Thanksgiving episodes and said, yeah, that's a hard pass. Instead, Trey Parker and Matt Stone drew inspiration from their theater geek obsession in Season 4 of the show to create a new tradition for the town of South Park, Helen Keller, the Musical. Both the title of the show and the episode are almost identical, down to the punctuation, to one of the comedy duo's first films, 1993's Cannibal the Musical. It's no accident. The kids in the show are all forced to wear fake beards that are replicas of the ones worn by Stone and Parker in their dark comedy, based on the true story of a Colorado wilderness expedition in 1887 that went terribly wrong. In Cannibal, the grim story is buoyed by lighthearted tunes like Spadoinkle. In Helen Keller, the inspirational legacy of the miracle worker is reimagined as a Thanksgiving extravaganza to beat that of the kindergarten class as described by Butters. They hire a local community theater actor fresh off a stint as Jean Valjean in a Denver production of Les Mis, who sings all of his lines in a direct send-up of Colm Wilkinson, who before Hugh Jackman came along was the Jean Valjean to beat.
All right, everybody, let's take our places. Cartman, where's Timmy's turkey? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. All right, maybe I tried to have Timmy's turkey crushed by a stage light, but I didn't do anything else. I'm not a
You're going to be brilliant, you sexy, gorgeous turkey. With that other meddling animal out of the way, you'll steal the show.
This is Timmy's story, though. Timmy and his turkey Gobbles, who, having evaded a murderous turkey trainer, the slaughterhouse, and the bullet of the town's hunters, saved the play by going on stage and jumping through a ring of fire. Parker and Stone have said in interviews that this episode was their version of a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, a surprisingly heartfelt tale of a boy and his pet. The fact that the episode also has homages to The Right Stuff and The Godfather are just the dollop of whipped cream on top of the pumpkin pie. Thanksgiving, Master of None.
Oh yeah, I know Mixed Erica. She's cute.
I like her. I have a crush on her.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that you're,
Lebanese.
Wait, you're from Lebanon?
No, I don't know how to, I'm not comfortable with the word, lesbian.
All right, so we'll say you're Lebanese.
The Netflix series Master of None tackled some hard truths in 2017 with their Season 2 holiday episode, appropriately titled Thanksgiving. Instead of focusing on Aziz Ansari's Deb, we follow the trajectory of Denise, played by co-writer Lena Waithe, over the years as she grappled with her sexuality and how to come out to her mother Catherine, played by Angela Bassett.
I'm just gonna take this out.
Thank you.
I think this is gonna be a lovely Thanksgiving, Denise.
Yeah, I think so.
And I like Michelle.
I like her too.
I'm happy for you.
The full arc from Denise as a young girl in her bedroom realizing she's attracted to girls, coming out as Lebanese to Dev, biting the bullet and revealing the news to her mother in a diner, the subsequent disastrous attempts at bringing home dates for the holiday, and the family's eventual reconciliation with Denise's sexuality was a trailblazing episode of TV that really was a product of its time. It's no coincidence that the episode aired the year after Barry Jenkins' Moonlight, another meditation of black queerness, won Best Picture at the Oscars. Thanksgiving also walked away with accolades, winning Outstanding Writing in a Comedy at the Emmys, where Waithe made history as the first black woman to ever receive the award. Thanksgiving Orphans. Cheers.
I'm sorry, guys. The little pop thing won't pop out. There's something wrong with it.
Something wrong with you.
No, it's a little pop thing.
Hey, could somebody please explain to me where the little pop thing is on the turkey? I mean, because maybe it's different in the city, but in the country where I come from, turkeys aren't born with little pop.
The little pop thing has a name. It's called a thermometer. Now, can we all please say thermometer?
If you've ever thought to yourself, gee, life is pretty good, but you know what would make it better? If I could just see Woody Harrelson struggling to get out of a headlock while covered in yams, and Ted Danson, Frasier, and the guy from the Pixar movies are there too, just completely losing their minds, pelting ice-cold mashed potatoes at each other, gravy dripping down their hair, faces contorted with rage like Lord of the Flies, but with grown-ups, I want to see the facade of civilization momentarily dropped and laugh as I witness these well-regarded actors devolve into their most primal animalistic instincts. Then boy, do I have a Cheers episode for you. In 1986, Thanksgiving Orphans premiered in the middle of Cheers' 5th season, and honestly, we're still a little shook from all that we witnessed. The premise is simple. Carla, played by Rhea Perlman, invites the gang from the bar over for a potluck Thanksgiving, and along with a raw turkey and rapidly cooling side dishes, everyone brings a heaping bag of their own, well, baggage.
Norm, I'm sorry about what I said about your gravy.
All right.
It's okay.
Fine.
And so are the carrots.
Anybody want some of these lovely yams?
When Carla and Norm start sniping at each other, the scene erupts into a chaotic food fight, the likes of which have never been seen on TV before or since. It's truly out of control, and it feels like you're watching these people have some sort of violent cathartic breakthrough. Whether it was the actors themselves doing a really good job tapping into their characters, or just actual animosity being worked out in front of a live studio audience, we'll never know. But it is some great, occasionally cringeworthy television. Director James Burrows did 2 takes of the food fight scene, which had only been choreographed up until the moment where Sam throws cranberry sauce in Diane's face. The extended takes meant the floors had to be covered with pink tarp, causing the actors to continuously slip on the accumulated food gunk, and the smell was apparently not great. After the episode aired, angry letters were sent in by viewers who said the episode promoted wasting food during a time when world hunger was the political cause du jour, which Burrows responded to, claiming all the uneaten leftovers were donated to a charity food bank. Slapsgiving, How I Met Your Mother.
Sent you something.
What is it?
Just a new website. Slapcountdown.com.
What does this mean? Marshall? No.
We never condone violence, especially on the holidays, but for Barney, well, we'll make an exception. As portrayed by Neil Patrick Harris on How I Met Your Mother, Barney is all smarm, no bite, as evidenced in 2007's Slapsgiving during season 3. In this episode, Marshall uses his 3rd out of 5 free slaps he won from Barney, Barney claiming that Marshall tipped his hand in naming the get-together Slapsgiving, as the most excruciating part of the slap is the suspense of not knowing when and where it might happen.
I've invented a new holiday, Slapsgiving. It's the one day we set aside each year to gather together and give slaps.
You're gonna slap me on Thanksgiving.
Slapsgiving.
That's not allowed. Lily, you're the slap bet commissioner. Is that allowed?
The hostess in me who's using her wedding china for the first time wants to say hell no. But yeah, I'm gonna allow it.
Marshall throws down the exact time, 3:01 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. He's got a countdown timer and everything. After watching her husband torture Barney about it all day, slapback Commissioner Lily calls the event off. But Barney's crowing annoys her into reinstating it 3 seconds before the clock runs out. Marshall slaps Barney so hard, it spins him around, knocks him over, and then proceeds to lead the group into a song around the piano, You Just Got Slapped. All's well that slaps well at least until next year when Slapsgiving could make its return. It certainly will in my family. Fans of Forgetting Sarah Marshall and the Muppets may not be surprised to learn that Siegel not only played the piano and sang You Just Got Slapped, but composed the song himself. We'd expect nothing less from the guy who brought us Dracula the Musical. Die, 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 I can't. The gang squashes their beef. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay, I have an idea. It's time now to wipe the slate clean.
No, you said we were gonna do the hatchet thing first.
Don't worry about the hatchet thing.
Shit,
That was an unsanctioned move.
Well, none of these moves are working. We gotta do something else. You gotta go in order. I'm not sure.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia isn't a show that's exactly known for its kindness. Most episodes tend to focus on the most awful instincts of the gang of Dee, Frank, Charlie, Mac, and Dennis, and how their toxicity bleeds into those around them. Characters who started the series as straight man foils to the zany residents of Patty's Pub have slid down a steep slope. Morally, ethically, socioeconomically, and many times grotesquely physically as well. Like Cricket, who we first met as a priest who had a crush on Dee in high school before a rekindling of Dee's interest sent him spiraling until he was unemployed, homeless, with open wounds, a limp leg, and an absolute lack of shame. So viewers could be forgiven for being a little suspicious when the Thanksgiving episode of Season 9 was titled The Gang Squashes Their Beefs.
We gotta think.
I've got an idea.
So we're just gonna lock them in there?
They're definitely gonna burn to death.
Okay, guys, nobody's gonna burn, all right? There's a fire escape. We'll call 911. We just need to buy a little time so we can get the hell out of here.
I feel like we're just creating more beefs.
Which we will not resolve. Beefs are best left simmering under the surface. I've learned that now.
Best thing to do with a beef, jam it deep down inside and then press forward.
After realizing their rivalries had cost them the ability to shop at Wawa, rent from the video store, or heat their apartment, they devise a plan to repair all their broken relationships in one fell swoop, bringing all their enemies under one roof for a Thanksgiving dinner to end all dinners with an epic apology. But because it's always sunny, the gang's attempt to make amends end with them starting a fire inside Dennis and Mac's apartment, sealing everyone inside. Don't worry, Dennis tells the gang, there's a fire escape, and they'll just go to a different movie store and Wawa. The gang ends up watching their favorite movie, Thunder Gun Express, at Frank and Charlie's apartment. Believe it or not, this is more of an uplifting ending than we usually get on that show. The episode is a treasure trove of Easter eggs from previous seasons, returning fan favorite characters like Jimmy Simpson as the cycloptic half of the pair of creepy McPoyle brothers, and Marilyn Rayscub as Dee and Dennis's creepy, mouth-breathing cousin Gail the Snail. There's also sad sack creep Bill Ponderosa, the aforementioned homeless creep Rickety Cricket, and Frank's creepy landlord, Hwang. Yeah, pretty much everyone in this world is a super creep. But what can you expect from a show where our ostensible protagonist keeps trying to get the table to sign weird documents that absolve him of any actual wrongdoing without ever offering an apology? A deep-fried Korean Thanksgiving, Gilmore Girls.
He's shamelessly catering to his demographic.
Are you ready?
Oh my god, I can't look.
10, 9, 8,
Oh my god, they're counting down.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's in the vat.
It's like a death in the family.
Look at the bright side, Suki. At least this took your mind off the dinner at the inn.
For a show about a single mom and her daughter, the Gilmore Girls was often as talky as it was feely, and that was no different in the Season 3 episode, A Deep-Fried Korean Thanksgiving, focusing as much on the tension between Lorelai and Rory after the former finds out her daughter got into Yale without telling her, as well as the big pain in the butt family can be. The twosome is forced to attend not one, not two, but 4 separate Thanksgivings. Yeah, it sounds like the plot of a classic stovetop commercial or that Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn rom-com. Yes, 4 Christmases. I was a fan.
Oh, Mrs. Kim, just a beautiful table as always.
Try the tofurkey. Turkey made from tofu.
Oh, we definitely will.
And meet the guitar player. Nice young man. Big fan of tofurkey. David?
Yes.
This is Roy Gilmore and Mrs. Gilmore.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, same here.
I think I've seen you around town.
Yeah, that might be a possibility. Happy Thanksgiving.
It also served as a chance for creator Amy Sherman Palladino to showcase some of the trademark clips and sly references, such as a character playing a David Bowie song before a hymn, or Lorelai and Rory starting the episode watching Grey Gardens, a documentary that paints a pretty terrifying portrait of what living alone with your mother for too long can do for your sanity and social life, something the ready-to-leave-the-nest Rory is discovering. Besides the hell that can be family holidays, this episode is also notable as the first time that Dave and Lane kiss. Ah, love. An indecent family proposal, Bob's Burgers.
Huh, I thought the kitchen would be more, mansion-y.
Mansions are for the owners, Bob, not the cooks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get drunk for dinner.
Do you mean dressed?
Dressed out of my mind. Gotta loosen up, you know?
Right.
Gotta get my sex face on.
I can't wait to see it. Well, Lynn, this might not be so bad, right? This Thanksgiving. What?
My hair! Now I gotta go redo it. Great.
Fine. Guess I'll just be here, alone, with the turkey. My name's Lance! Sorry, with Lance.
An animated night of fake families, absinthe, life-saving turkeys, and Kevin Kline in an eye patch, Bob's Burgers outdid itself with its Season 3 stunner, An Indecent Family Proposal. The name says it all. The Belcher's landlord, Mr. Fischoder, voiced by Klein, comes to his tenants asking if they'd pretend to be his family to make an old flame jealous. But in their desire to impress sharpshooter Shelley, the family forgets Bob, who gets drunk on absinthe and befriends his now anthropomorphic turkey Lance, who he's been hired to cook.
This is weird, right?
When he freaks out at his family for abandoning their annual traditions, Lance ends up taking the bullet for him. Literally, after Shelley mistakes his outburst for the deranged rantings of a disgruntled employee and shoots him. All's well that ends well, as the Belchers realize how much family tradition is important to their patriarch and use the next day as a Thanksgiving do-over. Unfortunately, Lance doesn't make it, but on the bright side, he was never alive to begin with. Bob's Burgers is a show known for its great musical parodies. My personal favorite is still the Ode to Cotton Candy, done to the tune of Don't You Forget About Me. But few have been turned into actual radio pop tunes. The Thanksgiving song, which was improvised on the spot by John Roberts, was such a bop, it was later covered by the band The National. It's impossible to resist the catchy refrain, kill, kill, kill the turkey. Samantha's Thanksgiving to Remember, Bewitched.
We'll tell you all about the first Thanksgiving. It was a blast. We ate for 3 days.
You were there?
Why, yes, of course. Oh, what memories. The Pilgrims, Plymouth Rock, Miles Standish, Priscilla, John Alden, Boston Blackie. No, that's not quite right.
The Thanksgiving we were taught about in school isn't necessarily the one we celebrate today, for a variety of reasons that a pop culture show isn't necessarily the right platform to address. But for a long time, the image of settlers breaking bread and corn on the maize with the indigenous population of North America was the image we like to think about when imagining the holiday. But there was at least one early example of a show that broke the mold and confronted some of the more unsavory elements of American history. That show? Bewitched. Despite lasting 8 seasons, Season 4's Samantha's Thanksgiving to Remember was the only episode in the series to feature the holiday and actually aired on Turkey Day with a sobering message.
Sam, this is Plymouth. 17th century Plymouth.
Yes. Isn't it exciting?
Sam, we gotta get out of here. They burned witches in the 17th century.
The ones they thought were witches, not the real ones. The big witch hysteria didn't start until much later.
Well, I don't like even a little witch hysteria.
In the episode, Samantha and friends travel back to 17th century Massachusetts during the heated era of witch hunts. Samantha meets famous pilgrim John Alden, played by Richard Bull, and Darren is put on trial for being a warlock. The episode becomes a meditation on tolerance of those who are different from us, as Samantha gives a rousing defense speech for Darren about the dangers of using others as scapegoats for our own insecurities. Wow, maybe she could have time traveled to the future to give us that message, huh? It was no accident that the episode sounded a lot like Arthur Miller's The Crucible. Like Miller, the writers of A Thanksgiving to Remember, married couple Alfred Lewis Levitt and wife Helen Sloat Levitt had both been blacklisted from Hollywood after Alfred was subpoenaed to testify in front of the House Un-American Activities Committee in 1951. Labeled a communist, neither was able to work for 5 years, and when they returned to the small screen, they now went under the surname August. Under the cheery veneer of Bewitched, Samantha's Thanksgiving to Remember was as much a commentary on McCarthyism as it was Arthur Miller's play. And with that, we wrap up our best Thanksgiving TV and send you home with all the leftovers. We're just nice like that. And if you've still got a hankering for great movie, TV, and pop culture content, head on over to RottenTomatoes.com, where we keep our fridge well stocked on news, reviews, and original features about the stuff you care about. This has been RT Essentials. I'm Mark Ellis, signing off so I can go digest, take a nap, and then come back for thirds of pumpkin pie. But stick around. We've got more great programming coming your way, so stay tuned, and as always, gobble gobble.